Films. They're something which everybody and anyone can enjoy, with there being a vast amount of genres, moods and more. There's a film fit for everyone. For me, however, it's a little different. Today I'm going to look at Spider-Man, directed by Sam Raimi. Spider-Man follows the story of a teenage boy named Peter Parker who goes on a school field trip to look at genetic modification in insects, one of which being spiders. Whilst examining the spiders, one escapes containment without notice and bites Peter Parker on his hand. He heads home later feeling quite ill and feeling quite different. He begins to notice weird changes after the bite and takes to wrestling to win some money and wins the match. However, on his way home he encounters his uncle dying and being told his killer is getting away. Seething in rage, he looks to stop the man using his powers, corners him in an abandoned warehouse and exacts his revenge. However, Peter comes to the realization that in his uncle's words, with great power comes great responsibility, and decides to use his power for good, inheriting the heroic side of Spider-Man. That's the main premise of the film. Well, bearing in mind this is based off comics from the 60s, it manages to convert comic-style action into a big screen blockbuster. With the inspiration being drawn from the 1967 comic, Amazing Spider-Man issue 50, I like the fact that they had to keep the originality of his origin virtually the same, with every key component being tinted to suit the time or to keep the image of what made Peter become Spider-Man, as well as providing good fan service for comic book readers. Although, there were some changes that had made which I preferably like seeing, such as having the web cartridges for his homemade web shooters being dropped for organic webs, which can be shot out of his wrists. They also had their own take on exploring MJ and Peter's relationship together, as in both comics and films they originally start being distant friends, to then getting closer toward the end. It also develops the relationship between Peter and Harry Osborn, and how they start off really close and throughout the film and comics they grow distant. This for me was vital, as the film perfectly captured the image of Spider-Man and what it's like trying to be Peter Parker. However, I do believe they could have had a better take on the insight and depth of their relationships. Overall though, I believe this film is outstanding in most senses, bringing them the very best in terms of what superhero films have to offer, and because of its bright colours and warm light-hearted nature, with the hero saving the day, who wouldn't enjoy this classic? Thank you for watching.